Hey YouTube, this is Darryl calling. God damn. This is Darryl Learie. You're watching. Anyways, this video is about how to take an old home video and turn it into 3D. And I'm gonna explain why this works and how it works and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm just gonna do this with the camera because I don't want to go through all the editing. So just bear with me. Okay. First, I'm going to grab a piece of paper here just to explain the concept. You have your video. Okay, let's say this is your video, okay? So, if it's a WMV whatever, right? Old home video, right? You only took it with one camera. Well, the good news is that as long as that camera was in motion, and by motion I mean, like, you know, when people hold the camera like this, you know, there's always that little bit of jiggling, or if there's a lot of zooming or panning, this type of thing, you can turn it into 3D. However, if the camera sits like this, like on a table, whatever, the 3D effect won't work. You can create a fake 3D effect. I'll go into that a little bit further. But as long as the subject or the talent, the person in the video, is in motion throughout the video, you can put it into 3D. Well, the subject you can put into 3D. What will end up happening is that the subject in the frame there will look like they're moving, and the surrounding field will still remain in 2D, and so it will look like they're panning across. They'll look like a 3D person walking across a big poster. Okay. But okay, so you take a video, right? And what you want to do is make a complete duplicate of that video, an exact copy. Now, a 3D camera is just like a person's eyes, right? We have binocular vision, right? So when we see something, you know, we see it from two different angles, or two different distances. And so we see the object from here with this eye, and we see it from here with this eye, and we get that three-dimensional affecting, right? In real life. So going back, when you have this video, you make an exact copy, and to mimic a 3D camera, which is basically two lenses acting as two eyes in a person, right? You want to advance a few frames forward on one video. So I'll explain what this does. Let's say this is a person walking in your video in motion, in your one camera video, right? Now this is the play from this video here. But once you advance here, this person has already walked over, right? They used to be here, but now they're here. So you're achieving that binocular vision by the very same concept. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is turn your video into MPEG, and you want to get a video called software called Stereo Movie Maker. Okay, it's a very small, well-packaged program, no setup. It just sits by itself, and there it is, Stereo Movie Maker. Okay, now it's a Stereo Movie Maker. It only works with MPEG movies, so I usually turn them into convert them from WMV or AVIs into MPEG HD 720, right? So I'm gonna take a look at my movie list here. Okay, so this is Oh, that's one of my AVIs, sorry. I gotta go into my desktop here. Okay, so open left right movies. File, open left right movies, okay. And I'm going to go to my desktop and I am going to choose Untitled here. That's my, and then this is opening it up for the right video. Okay, so what I've got here is two exact duplicates, just like a 3D camera would. You got the left and you got the right. And I'm just going to skip ahead a couple frames here. Okay, so this was a kite cam I was doing by West Edmonton Mall. And because the kite cam was in constant motion, I can change it into 3D. The most powerful 3D effect you're going to get is if the environment and the subject, like these little cars, for example, are always in constant movement. If it was just the cars moving and the camera itself wasn't moving, then it would literally look like this is a painting and they were just moving against a poster, more or less. Now if you have a static camera, like if your camera was just like sitting still on a table, whatever, right, then what you get is a false 3D impression. It will literally take this entire thing and is and you can shift you can literally shift the entire frame over, and then what you have is basically everything will look 3D at the same time, but there will be no sense of depth. Okay, so now there's a bunch of icons down here, and this is for this little blue one right here. This is forward one frame, right, so that's for the right one here. But first we're going to go into stereo, and we can do a number of things here, but we're going to go into color anaglyph and click on red cyan. So here we go, because I have red cyan 3D glasses, and that's one frame forwarded. That's 2 frames forwarded. Okay, so there you can see it. We've got the red and the blue effect, right? Now you're going to go to save here, this tiny little save here, okay, and preview during saving, yeah, that's good. Now you want to click on color anaglyph, because that's what I'm doing anyways right now, but you can also do side by side for those people that don't have 3D glasses. Type in your little name here, you know, kite cam 3D, and then you click save, and if full frames uncompressed, click OK. Now this is freeware, by the way, and so this is just a kite cam initially just taking off from the ground, so you don't have to worry about the, you know, it's not what it's gonna look like, but right now it's going through all the frames. So we're looking at the top here, 38,827 frames, 129 processed, and basically that's how you do it. That's how you take an old movie, turn it into 3D. This program can only do 2 GB files at a time, but it will do another one and another one and another one and another one and so forth. Okay, so remember that as long as your subject or background is in movement, you can turn your old video into 3D. Okay, so this is called Stereo Movie Maker. It's a freeware. You can find it. If I got time, I'll put the link up for you. Ciao, baby.